Hello, 6th graders. Welcome to Big Ideas Math, Contract Math, Section 3.1, 2012 edition, Ratios and Rates, Lesson. Pause while you write Section 3.1, 2012 lesson in your math notebook. Pause again while you write today's lesson objective in your math notebook. Today's objective is to use a variety of rates that describe common real-life situations. We're going to be working today on page 100 in our textbook. Example 1, finding ratios and rates. There are 45 males and 60 females in a subway car. The subway car travels 2.5 miles in 5 minutes. Let's look at letter A. It asks us to find the ratio of males to females. And then letter B asks us to find the speed of the subway car. Let's deal with letter A first. Since it says males first, and males is first in the sentence, and then females is second, then males goes in the numerator of the fraction, and females is in the denominator. So this is first in the sentence, so it goes on top. And this is second, so it goes on the bottom. And so, since males is in the numerator, then that's the number that goes in the numerator, and females is in the denominator, so that's the number that goes in the denominator, and when we simplify, that becomes 3/4. So the ratio of males to females is 3 to 4, or 3/4. And then letter B, 2.5 miles in 5 minutes. So we take that and make it into a fraction or a ratio. And then we're going to divide both of those by 5 in order to get a unit fraction, so in order to get 1 on the bottom of the fraction. And that gives us our speed, because we want to know how fast the subway train is going in 1 minute. So how fast per minute. So we divide by 5 because that's the number that's on the bottom. So 2.5 divided by 5 is 1/2, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. So the speed is 0.5 miles per minute. Example 2 has us finding a rate from a table. So the table shows the amount of money you can raise by walking for a charity. Find your unit rate in dollars per mile. So there's a lot of information in that question. So the first thing we need to remember is that we're finding our unit rate. So when we finish, we want to have 1 on the bottom of our fraction. And the second thing we need to remember is that we're finding our unit rate in dollars per mile. So that means that we're looking for a fraction of dollars on the top and miles on the bottom. So let's look at our chart. We have miles and we have dollars. So every time we walk 2 miles, we earn $24. That's what our chart is telling us, because we walked 2 miles and we got $24, and we walked 4 miles and we got $48, and so on. So now we need to figure out the unit rate. So the change in money over the change in distance is how we figure out our unit rate. So the money raised increases by $24 every 2 miles. So we did just figure that out. So our fraction is 24 over 2, so the change. And then we simplify that and it becomes $12 per mile. So every time we walk 1 mile, we earn $12. So our unit rate is $12 per mile. Finally, we're going to find our rate from a line graph. The graph shows the distance that sound travels through water. So we're going to find the speed of sound in kilometers per second. So that means we're going to have kilometers for our numerator and seconds for our denominator. So step one is we choose a point on the line, and the book chose for us point 2, 3, and it shows that sound travels 3 kilometers in 2 seconds. So we learned that just by looking at the graph, because that point on the line is at 3 kilometers and 2 seconds. Now we need to find the speed. So we can find that speed by the distance traveled over the elapsed time. So it's kind of the same as the last problem we did where we're looking at the change. So if we look at how far it went 3 kilometers, and it did that in 2 seconds. So kilometers is 3, seconds is 2, and we simplify that, meaning we get the bottom of our fraction to equal 1, so we divided the top and the bottom of our fraction by 2, and then our speed was 1.5 kilometers per second. Your assignment for this lesson is to complete the following on your own problems. They're also found on page 101 of your textbook if you need them. Show your work and be prepared to share during our next class. Remember, to earn credit for viewing this flipped lesson, you must complete your exit slip. Come to our next class prepared with the journal pages or other work from the flipped lesson completed, and be prepared with any work that was assigned in the flipped lesson completed. Be prepared with any questions you have for your teacher, and, of course, always have a good attitude. See you tomorrow.